To avoid falling to my death, I climbed a 600-meter high tower with my bare hands. It was the only chance we had to survive. Then I took off my clothes and wrapped my arms around a scorching, red glowing light bulb. Inside it was the power source we needed for our escape. Next, I took out a charger and plugged it in. If I could fully charge the drone, I could send out a distress signal about where we were trapped. When I saw it was actually charging, I felt a rush of excitement. But that happiness didn't last long. To keep the drone charging, I had to stay at the top of the tower. It was an extreme test of endurance. Luckily, my friend Emily kept cheering me on from below. After a long time, I started losing strength. My body began to shake. Just as the drone finished charging, we suddenly came under attack from a large bird. Panicking, I quickly climbed down from the top platform, ignoring my fear. I immediately activated the drone and sent it toward the motel where Emily and I had been staying. We were overjoyed when it was only a few dozen meters away from success, but fate seemed determined to play with us. The next second, the drone was hit by a passing car and thrown into the air. I froze in shock as I watched it crash. We were so close, and yet it all went wrong. I desperately used binoculars to look again. The driver got out of the car, checking what he had hit, but he didn't notice the destroyed drone on the ground. He eventually drove away. We had lost our only chance of rescue. This time, we truly fell into despair. We had no more tools to call for help. All that awaited us now might be death. Above us, the attacking birds were still watching, waiting for us to die so they could come down. By then, I was severely dehydrated. When I looked at Emily, I suddenly noticed her face covered in blood. I remembered she had fallen. In reality, when she went down to retrieve the bag, she had slipped and fallen to a lower platform, dying instantly. But I couldn't accept it. All this time, my mind had been imagining that she was still beside me. In truth, I had been alone on the tower from the very beginning. From then on, I was completely alone at the top of the tower. I leaned helplessly against the metal bar, waiting for death. At that moment, a scavenging bird, attracted by the smell of blood, landed beside me. It pecked at my wounds. I suddenly snapped back to awareness, but I didn't resist. Instead, I quietly put down my phone, grabbed the bird, and smashed it violently against the ground until it died. To survive, even its meat became a source of protein. Holding back my disgust, I ate it to regain some strength. After that, I refused to just wait for death. I decided to go down and retrieve Emily's shoes, because I had thought of another method I didn't want to use, but it might be the only way to get rescued. I secured a safety rope to the ladder and slowly climbed down. When I reached the lower platform, I quickly detached the rope and jumped down. I took out my phone and sent a distress message. Then I removed Emily's shoes and placed the phone inside them. To be absolutely sure, I even placed the shoes inside her body. Finally, with guilt in my heart, I pushed her body off the high tower. With the shoes and body protecting it, the phone would likely survive the impact. Once it reached the ground, the signal should be transmitted. Then came another long wait. After some time, I heard the sound of a helicopter. My father and the police had arrived. I was finally rescued. Tears streamed down my face as I ran into my father's arms. I survived, but my best friend Emily Carter was gone forever. This experience taught me one thing deeply. Life is only once. Never take dangerous risks just for excitement.